Hi, welcome back to Lovin Sheila Shorts. It's good to be back with you today. It's been a very eventful week. I'm happy to say that the orchids are back. I got a replenishment and I needed it. It was a special delivery. Kind of sets my environment up the way that I want it to be. When I got it, I was like, I needed that because as I went through this transition this week into my emptiness phase, it was quite an adjustment, and every little thing kind of meant something to me. And so I initially started off nesting. I was an empty nester, and I started nesting and clearing out and doing all the things I wanted to do to that room that I couldn't do when it was inhabited by my son. And so cleaning it out and getting it ready, just like I did before he was born. It was interesting, the parallel in that. I guess that's what we do as empty nesters. But at the same time, what I became is I became very proprietarial. That's the word that I use as far as he was concerned, because I became very um, mindful of his space and his things and how other people incorporated themselves into my life and making sure no one tried to impede on his space or his belongings and things like that. And it wasn't necessary. It was just me mama bearing. It was just me being not knowing how to protect his space in my life without being overly protective. Kind of took me back to his younger days. And so I was talking to a friend. I was saying, I'm not really, I may be a little grouchy. I'm a little off, not my best self. I can see it, because one thing I am now is aware of myself and my behavior. And I said, so bear with me, is what I said. And he said to me, just have to adjust. And at the time, I was a little, I'll be frank, I was a little offended. I was like, it's been one day. I'm adjusting. It's just what I realized as I was adjusting is that when we adjust, it's not just a single adjustment. Sometimes it's an adjustment here, and then maybe we have to go back here, and then maybe we have to go back over here just to find the right fit. We don't know what it is. And so it's not a single adjustment. It's not, oh, I just try this one thing and it's going to work. It could be a series of things that we have to try, because we never know what's going to be the right fit, because it's uncharted territory. And so, I think I said I am adjusting. It's been a day. It's kind of like, give me a minute. Yeah, that's what I was. Give me a minute on this. I will get it right, because I'm committed to doing the work. I'm designing my life the way I want it. I'm creating things like I want it, and trying to live a purposeful life full of vision. And that was part of it. I think the nesting, even the mama bearing, and all the things that I was doing is just trying to make the adjustment. And so I could clear the air, have the environment, the flowers, the cleaning, all those things, clearing the air, clearing the environment, so I can get my antenna up to get the vision of how we're going to adjust, what we're going to do, what is this going to look like, what do we do next, where are we going, so really focusing on having some purposeful living and being intentional about more. Because initially, I know, as I was talking last week about owning your happiness, I don't think I did a great job. I think I was borderline-ish, depressed-ish, and wanted to go to sleep, because that way I didn't have to feel it. But what I know is we have to feel it. And I was reminded of that by Dr. Cloud as he gave us a message. Don't skip the process. Let it do its work. And so that resonated with me, because I had to feel the loss, the fact that someone that's been in my life for the last 20 years is embarking on their own life. I had to feel the loss of that, the presence. Actually, what happened was, as I was leaving him, I was going to get a sandwich, and this is a sandwich that I normally share with him. I'll eat one half, he'll eat the other, and it brought tears to my eyes, because I didn't have anyone to share the sandwich with. And I was like, oh shoot, it's the little things. It's the little things that kind of hurt. But I was like, oh, I didn't expect this. I thought it was going to be much easier. So from there, it just came down on me a little heavier. I didn't anticipate that I would feel this, even though, he's not very far away. So I had to make an adjustment, made several adjustments. I had to focus. I had to clear the air, clear the atmosphere, create the environment to get my antenna up to figure out how we're going to do this, how we're going to move in this season. What is the purpose? What's the next step? Where are we going? How are we going to get there? To have the vision for the purpose. I know that God will provide the provision for the vision, but I also need to have the vision so I can get the provision along the way. And so that's what I've been focused on, trying to get my life back, trying to get things in order so that I can have the antenna, the spiritual antenna to hear and to get some direction on where I'm going, how we're going to get there. I know this is a wonderful thing because I'm going to be alone, for the first time in 20 something years, and he's starting his life on his own, and it's a great thing. And there's no need to grieve that. It's a wonderful thing. It's what, as parents, what we want. But the process of letting them go can be a challenge. And that's what I'm working through. And that's what I'm adjusting through, and having made some adjustments and realizing that it's going to be okay. And I started to do more, later on this weekend, I went out Friday and met up with friends and hung out and stayed out far past my bedtime. And then yesterday went to see Martin Lawrence in concert, which was very nostalgic for me because I've been, a fan of Martin since the Martin Lawrence show, the Martin Show, and just seeing him. I didn't have a lot of expectation, but I was just excited to see him. And then at the end, I got to, I guess, kind of meet him or interact with him. Not that it was much of an interaction, it wasn't, but it was an interaction, So it was just like, okay. And I shared that with my son, and he was happy for me because he knows that I'm a fan. And so, realizing I have a life. Life is for the living. I've raised my child. I've done what I was supposed to do. It's my time. And so instead of being grieving my time, embracing my time, and finding peace and joy and happiness, and finding a way to be happiness and to incorporate everything that I love into this time. I love my son. I'm going to spend time with him. I'm going to see him. I'm going to take care of him still. I love me and doing things that excite me, make me happy, bring me joy. And that's what we're embracing. So we make the adjustments. We focus on being purposeful in our activities, in our life, and the things that we wake up every morning and do. Do the things that we enjoy to create the life that we want. Have a vision of where we want to go and what it looks like, and work to get there daily. Love ourselves along the way, do things that we love, embrace it, be compassionate with ourselves, give ourselves downtime when we need it, but be prepared. The adjustments can be difficult sometimes, awkward, painful, menacing, all those things. But in the end, I'm certain that it's all going to work out for my good. And I'm encouraging you, if you're going through transitions, if you're making some adjustments, just know, don't avoid the process. Let the process do its work. Move forward, and be blessed and be encouraged. And I thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And I'll see you on the next Lovin Sheila.